Hi everyone. So in this lesson, we'll be talking about how to program, a very basic drum routine to kind of jumpstart your rhythm section of your composition. And here you can see that I have the kick, the snare, and the hi-hats laid out. But I'll basically run you through how I was able to do this. So if you were to open the app, you'll probably see this kind of library folder on the top left. And once you click it, you should go to this page in which you can see all the different options. So for this, again, this session we'll be learning about the drum kits and how to program a pretty basic routine. We'll be pressed on the drum kit, and I chose Neo Soul as the kit for this demo, and I just like the drum kit, which is the reason why I chose it. And I mean, usually, when you create when you press on this, you're gonna have you're gonna have one of the channels opened up. So let me just redo this for you. So click on that. I'm here, right, and I go back. I click the bottom here, and I go to drum kit, and I go to Neo Soul. Obviously, you only have one channel. So what you can do is you can just duplicate it. So you just Command D, and then you have 3 channels. And what you can do is you can double click on this name right here. Excuse me. This name right here, and you can just that's a kick. You can say snare, and then you can say hi-hats or whatever, hi-hats. Yep, there we go. And let's delete these 3. Why not? It's already have them. So the reason why is I think it might be easier for us to kind of dissect the kick from the snare, from the hi-hat, so we don't have to basically go with everything at once. And again, just to revisit, for you to be able to program the drums, what you have to do is to have a keyboard set up, and you can see, okay, the A usually for these drum kits are the kick. So let me just demonstrate for you. And I'm basically just pressing the A button on my keyboard on my MacBook. The S is usually the snare, and the T is usually the hi-hats. If you want to get fancy with it and experiment with other things, we have I believe this is the side snare, where we hit the side of the snare and it sounds pretty crisp. And then the claps. Here's another tighter snare. The F. These are toms, and I think these are the open and the closing hi-hat. So usually when you play open and closing hi-hat, it would just be U, Y, instead of just having U, so you leave it open. But that's some other things. We also have some cymbals, other good stuff. But yeah, again, for the sake of this demonstration, we'll just be using A, the kick, S, the snare, and T, the hi-hats. So why not just start with this kind of again 8-bar measure. And again, if this is not turned on for you, please turn this on. It helps you to keep in time with the pace, the tempo of the beat, which is 120, as you can see here, because it's a metronome. This is what it sounds like. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And this button right here is actually a 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown before it begins. So to record, we can just press R, and then we can just go along with it. And again, to activate the keyboard, press Command K, so you can have the keyboard for you to play with. So I'm going to press R right here, and then it's going to count me down 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to start playing the kicks first. So 4, 2, 1. Perfect. So now we have this kind of like loop right here, to work with. Sorry about that. And yeah, we basically have this kind of overall sense of trying to have a foundation of the kicks for the drums already completed. Obviously, you can experiment with different patterns, but that's just the ones that I came up with on the spot. And as you can see here, when you look at kind of the specifics of each grid, the grid is supposed to be this kind of like timeline to help you keep in time. So here you probably see like where you want the kick to be. You can see close misalignments from where I actually hit the notes, and where it should be. So again, this should be over here, this should be over here in this line, the grids, and so on and so forth. So for this one, I'm going to time quantize, as you can see right here. and then press 1/16 notes. So now you can see everything is snatched onto the grid. So when I play it again, you'll think that it sounds better because it's more on the beat, on the 1, 2, 3, 4 count. Oh, and this is actually off key, so I'm just gonna off the grid. So I'm just gonna put it over there. It should be good now. Okay, so you get the idea, right? And we can do the same thing for the snare. And for the snare, usually it's on 2 and 4, so it would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we can do the same thing. And again, the snare is S, so we can press R to record again, and we can just layer it on top of the kick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And it's okay if it sounds off right now, but we can quantize it later so that it's actually on the beat. Alright, perfect. So now we have the snare and the kick, and we just select all of this by just dragging it all, quantize, 1/16 notes, or 1/4 or 1/8, it all works. So this is what it sounds like now. Right, and then now we can do like the hi-hats. So for hi-hats, I think the easiest pattern to do is to have it on every single note. So what I mean by that is, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just press like 1, 2, 3, 4 on every single one of when the metronome hits, or we can even double that and go like hit it twice for one metronome hit. So for example, if the tempo is, we can basically play it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 1 and 2, you can hear that we have 2 hits, and so on and so forth. And I'll basically demonstrate this without the kick and without the snare. So if we have the metronome playing, we can do this. Sorry. This is when it's on 1, 2, and 3, 4. We can go with, right, and that's usually the second option is usually the more normal kind of pace of the hi-hats. So why not go with that? So press R again, and then we can record the hi-hats and to finish this kind of overall composition of a very simple drum loop for 8 bars. Alright, perfect. So now we have the hi-hats also recorded, and we can just quantize it again, select it all, 1/16, and now I can see it's on snatch up on the grid. And it's okay if it doesn't look the same length, it sounds pretty much the same. And now we basically have an 8-bar loop, and this is what it sounds like all together. Oh yeah, and also you can just turn off the the metronome as well, so it doesn't bother you listening to it. That's what it sounds like. So that's it.